Hey, hey, welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back to the Library of Paradise, where I go on to reveal how I overcame addiction and to help anybody still struggling with addiction. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I want to ask the viewers a question. Those that received professional help, such as going to a professional organization like IOP or detox or rehab, or just talking to a professional therapist, like individual meetings. What I want to go over is the importance of who we retrieve information from. Just to go over, just to point out, just because the individual may have a degree from college doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. As I said in one of my earlier episodes, that it is very important to find a guide that overcame addiction themselves, somebody you could relate to. Because when you're on the outside looking in, sometimes you don't grasp the power of what an urge feels like. And it's very difficult to speak about a topic that you never experienced yourself. The last meeting I attended at a professional organization before I graduated from the program, the therapist or the counselor gave some really bad advice. The first piece of advice he gave was that it is good to doubt yourself. Now, I don't know where the person found this information or why he would even tell others to doubt themselves, but as a recovered addict, I must insist that you should practice to not doubt yourself. As an addict, we doubted ourselves for too long. So we want to learn how to not to doubt ourselves. So when a professional therapist gives advice saying it's good to doubt yourself, I would be careful of listening to him. I might even stand up to him and tell him, no, I've been doubting myself this entire time I've been using. I don't want to doubt myself anymore. It's okay to stand up for yourself. The other piece of bad information that the same therapist or the same counselor gave was that addiction gets easier after 90 days. Now, when I asked him if he was an addict, he denied it. So I don't know where he found out that after the 90-day mark, addiction becomes easier or sobriety becomes easier. The 90-day mark could easily possibly be as difficult as day one. It just has different effects. Day one, you feel horrible. Day 90, you might feel phenomenal, giving you the false confidence that you could use again, thinking that you can have control. But in actuality, you relapse, because your mind just played a trick on you, thinking that you were strong enough to indulge in your addiction. Luckily, two different individuals stood up to the therapist and told them how it's how they don't want to doubt themselves anymore, and how the 90-day mark could easily be as difficult and as tough as the day one mark. So I just wanted to go over the importance of who we ask advice from and who we listen to. Just because they have a degree or in a position of authority doesn't mean they automatically know what they're talking about. That's why I insist that when you retrieve information, find a guide that has overcome the issue themselves, not one that is on the outside looking in. And what else frightens me about these professional organizations or professional therapists or professional counselors or professional PAs, physician's assistants, that give out bad advice or practices unethical behaviors? What frightens me is that they tell us that we're not allowed to speak about this outside of group, or we're not allowed to stand up for ourselves. Maybe they're confusing this with Alcoholics Anonymous or NA or CA or something. But if there's a bully or you feel that there's something wrong, like your intuition or your gut feeling, don't be afraid to stand up and ask a question. I unfortunately cross paths with multiple professionals that practice unethical behaviors. Some stuff that will make your hairs on your skin crawl. And that is part of the reason why I created the Library of Paradise. Not just to inform others how I overcame addiction, but to reveal what is going on behind the curtains. So I'm asking you, the viewers, addicts or not, recovered or not, if you ever cross paths with professionals that are practicing unethical behaviors or giving bad advice that you know to be wrong, please comment on the bottom, get into detail. I'm very curious and interested to know if this happened to anybody else. We have to stick together. Again, anybody suffering from addiction, you can reach out. I'm rooting for you. Recovery is possible. And thank you for all your support. All right, have a great day.